3 months. 3 months this game has been out. And it's over. It's done. It's finally done. And it's gone. And it's finished up here. The AEW Fight Forever is officially done. Over. Kaputs. No longer going to play it. That's it. Well, I will say this. They had something, but it wasn't everything. The thing about AEW Fight Forever was it promised to be the next No Mercy. And did it deliver on that promise? It definitely did not. If you want to talk about No Mercy, you talk about the way that the game plays, the story mode, all that stuff. You think about it, AEW doesn't play like that. I think there was some sort of miscommunication or whatever. Maybe the original plan was like the No Mercy, but it didn't come out to that in the end. What we have here is something that can be studied as far as game development goes, the process of how the game works and how you manage a community in the game. Because this game could work, it could be saved, there could be stuff you could salvage from it. Because honestly, when you play a regular match, this game is very fun to play. Competitively, very fun to play. However, there's no support from the community, no support from the developers. There really is no community for this game. And I know that's true. Because when you look at the amount of players that play this game, there's literally nobody. Stadium Stampede was a last hurrah, I would say, for them to get some more players into the game. And after that, it kind of just went by the wayside. Let's talk about some of the things that are with this game. What is in this game. They don't have a lot of modes, but they do have a barbed wire exploding deathmatch, which is kind of cool. They have a career mode, which is kind of cool. You can pick any wrestler. You go through a career and ups and downs, things happen. You get to the end, there's a short little story. It changes depending on who you play as, so that's kind of cool. There was a ranked competitive online. However, that got cheesed all to hell. Developers didn't do anything about it, and then that just went by the wayside. Nobody plays ranked anymore. Then Stadium Stampede came out, where it was a battle royale type game mode where you try to survive to the end. Circle shrinks. You get there, you win, or not. But the problem with that is there's not a big enough community. It's not cross-play, so you can't play with PC and console. That's just not a thing. So when you're playing against a bunch of bots. You're playing against a bunch of robots, random robots. But I will say this, if they didn't have the robots, you wouldn't be able to play the Stadium Stampede mode. So there in turn, you have to have a game mode. So put bots in the game so people can actually play. Guarantee if I boot it up right now, I'd probably have 4 or 5 people playing it. And then bots fill up the rest of the lobby. Which is not a good look. But that's what they got and that's what they put in the game. So that's what you get. And it all really comes down to this. When I talk about the game, I will say, I do like the characters. I think some of the early models in the game are worse than some of the later models in the game, obviously. The moves are cool. I really like the moves. I like the controls. I like the competitive aspect of this game. I think it's very fun to play, but that only goes so far. Without a lot of different modes in the game, match types, a good creation suite, any of that, you're not going to keep this game going on forever. And if you're not going to support the game past the launch and give us those updates right away, that's when the game's going to die. And now I don't know if AEW actually wanted the game to die or if Yuke was just the one saying, well, this is what we get or whatever. I don't know how it all played out. I don't know. Maybe someday there'll be a tell-all tale of how Yuke ruined the whole thing. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't really even know. I'm just talking. I'm just saying things. But I will say this. There was the worst support for a game probably I've ever seen ever. In this modern society, you can't just release a game and not support it. Yes, if it's like a single player adventure game, like let's say you're playing Legend of Zelda or Mario, those games are fine. You can put out a game and there you go. However, when you have a game like this that has a community, a wrestling and active wrestling community into it, and there's a competitor version of the game, which is WWE, They support the game very well. They have the DLC. They put out content. They talk with everybody. They let them know about the updates, the patch updates. And there's an active community of people who are creating superstars, uploading them, letting you download them. There's just a lot going on to it. With AEW, they put out the game and said, okay, we'll let this settle for a little bit and maybe we'll address the community here. They put out some DLC. They did an update. They didn't really do a lot. They had a whole thing that listed out what it actually did. But it didn't matter because by the time they put that update out, all the goodwill was gone and everybody just didn't care. They let this game die on their own. They could have supported this game. They could have added more modes. They added Stadium Stampede, but they could have added more match types even. There's different match types in the career mode that they don't have, in the Road to Elite that they don't have in the main mode, which I don't understand that. Okay, whatever. They don't have a huge roster, but I think they have a decent roster of people. But I don't want more characters to come in the game because there's not enough to do with those characters. I already played through every Road to Elite that I wanted to play. I'm not going to go back and play again just to get those mini games. And honestly, the mini games are not that great either. You can't even play online in the mini games. You can't play the mini games online with your friends. What's the freaking point? What's the point? I'm not going to play mini games by myself. I'm not going to play mini games with my friends on the couch. It's just not going to happen. It's not like a Mario Party type thing. Honestly, it isn't. It's all right for a little, let's play these 3 games and then move on. That's it. That's one of the things with this game. It's like, I really like the way the game plays. I've said that over and over, but that's not enough. They didn't support this game and they let it die, and that's where we're at now. All you had to do was communicate with your audience on what you're actually doing with this game. Tell everybody what you're doing with this game. But honestly, I don't think they had a game plan. There was no roadmap. There was no DLC roadmap. We didn't even know when the DLC was coming out. We had no idea. They just said, it's coming. They pushed it back and they pushed it back and they said, oh, well, here you go. Here it is. Check it out. Play as the bunny. Oh, we got Danhausen coming up. Play as him. That's it. That's it. That's all we got. And that was the issue here in the game, is they didn't support it enough and they let it fizzle out. Now, could they save the game? Yes, they could. Could they put out an update that would save this game and make people want to play it? Maybe. I've seen games bounce back from worse. I really have. It's just they don't want to do it. And I don't know if it's a money thing. Maybe they just didn't get enough sales, right? Maybe the game just didn't sell well enough for them to warrant them to actually work on the game. The return on investment has to be there, and I don't think they got that return on investment. I don't know how many sales they got, but I can tell you that they're not supporting the game. So it's got to be something related to that. I don't know, man. I think it's a great game as far as like core gameplay goes. When you're starting from a brand new engine, you're building a brand new game, here you go. Yeah, it played good. But the shallow modes, the lack of updates, communication with the developers just made this game die. And it sucks. But that's just the way it is. So I felt I'd close the book here on AEW Fight Forever and move on. Let me know if you enjoyed the game for what it was, if you had fond memories of the game, or maybe you're still playing the game. Maybe you didn't even check out the game in the first place because you weren't interested. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to leave you. Sound off in the comment section below. As always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. We'll see you in another video.